Hi there, welcome back to Uncle D Tutorial YouTube channel. So we are still on the circle geometry and please look into the previous videos and see how the theorems are represented right in your solution aspect. So continue on this circle geometry, we're still going to look for a particular angle, right? And like I told you in the last videos that the reference angle is always the letter at the center of two um, base arc angles, or I call them boundary angles. So let's see. So in this area, in this very period, we're looking at looking for the angle of B, G, and F. So that means that we are going to look for the angle of what? Angle of F. Let me just put it this way. Find angle G between the boundaries of angles of base arc angles of B and C. I call this B and F, rather not C. B and F boundary angles, that is supporting angles. Alright. So in the previous videos which we um worked on, we discovered that the angle here facing this chord, right, is going to be the same angle between a tangent and a chord. So the last video we said angle E is what? 57 degree. And at the same time, I also mentioned that the angle in the semicircle equals 90 degree. And semicircle is where you have your diameter, right, dividing a circle into two equal halves, and this is just how it's represented. Or in other case, you have a right angle inscribed into a circle. All right, so here we have some of, let me just say, angle in a semicircle equals to 90. So out of 90, we have gotten 66. So what's left? Last video we said 24 is left, 24 degree. All right. And also in the previous video, we also discovered how to have a sign or not a sign that represents angle in the same segment. And the sign is just that when you are having x and the four edges of x have to touch the what circumference of the circle. So we are having an x at the center lines, right? The edge of each of the lines will touch the circumference. So we have our x, and that means that 24 is here. We're going to have 24 here again. This signifies what? Angle in the same segment. Likewise, we're going to have something like this. Let's complete the shape. So also here we're having angle E and angle F. They're still having the same what? X kind of shape lines, and each of the lines edge are touching the water circumference. So that means that what? Angle F is what? 57 degree. Another way to know angle in the same segment is that looking at an angle, right? And we're going to have what I call boundary angles, or the legs of an angle. Look at the angle D. Angle D is having um, its legs on E and F, right? And looking at angle B, angle B is also having its legs at E and F. That means angle B and angle D. Since both legs of each of the angles are having the same base or the same boundary angles, that is E and F, means that what? They are angle in the same segments. This theorems is a simple and a concise way to know which angle, which theorems go for which angles. That told you the last video about the how to get angle in the same segments, angle in the alternate segments. Okay, so what we are going to look into next is the angle, which is angle G, that is between the boundary or arc based on angles of B and F. So in this case, looking at this, we have two G angles, right? Now, first one, we have G angle here between the boundary of what? E and D. And we have G angle here again between the boundary of what? B and F. So there are two shapes we are dealing with inscribing a circle. So you have to be very careful on this kind of scenario. So what am I going to do is that look like looking at this, look at the old shape that you are having here. Now it's very simple to come back. If you can remember that was angle F and angle B with angle G, they are forming what? They are forming sum of angles in a triangle. So your reference point will not be on this very particular angle of G between E and D, but rather between what? F and B. And angle G with boundary lines of what? Boundary angles of F and B are forming a triangle. So in that regard, you're going to put it this way. That is angle BGF plus, let's take this angle F between the boundary angles of B and G. So we have angle BFG here. Let's take the angle B between the boundary angles of G and F. So we have angle GBF equals to what? 180 degree. Don't forget your theorem. Sum of angles in a triangle, right? The reference angles are the letters at the center: angle G, angle F, and angle B equals to 180. So B, G, and F. Angle B, G, F, which is unknown over here, you don't know. So, but angle F is 7 degree. While angle B is 24 degree. Everything equals to what? 180 degree. So let's do our arithmetic. We have angle G, 57 plus 24. Definitely we're gonna have 81 degree equals to 180 degree. So what is angle B? G, which is angle G itself as reference. Is 180 degree minus 180 degree minus 81 degree. So therefore angle BG, which is angle G, reference angle, equals to what? 99 degree. So from all the videos so far so good, this is the end of this very problem. We have close to 5 videos to solve this very problem, which I have to break everything down up to 7 videos, right? In all, which have to break just a single problem down in supplementary. Was it being able to do everything as a whole? It will look somehow complex. So that is how to break this very problem video into sections. So please, if you want more of this circle geometry or more of my mathematics problem solving, please do subscribe and do have a lovely day. Bye for now.